Okay, so let's be real for a second.
Okay.
Sometimes the only thing worse than saying goodbye to amazing friends after a party
Mm-hmm.
is knowing you have that mountain of cleanup waiting for you.
Oh, yeah.
But don't worry, because in this deep dive, we are breaking down some seriously clever tips and
All
tricks
right.
to make that post-party chaos way less chaotic.
I like it.
We're diving into this awesome guide all about fast and easy post-party cleanup.
Okay.
And honestly, I think I might actually enjoy cleaning after this.
You know, it's funny. One of the first things that really struck me about this guide
Yeah.
is how much it focuses on prevention.
Okay.
It's almost like it understands the psychology of party guests.
Okay, tell me more about that.
What do you mean by psychology?
Well, think about it.
Hmm.
People at a party aren't trying to make a mess,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So the guide emphasizes making it ridiculously easy for them to be tidy.
Yeah.
It's all about subtle nudges and strategic placement.
Exactly.
So like if you put a recycling bin right next to the snack table,
Uh,
people are more likely to toss their empty bottles in there instead of leaving them on like a random shelf.
exactly. It's about making the right choice, the most convenient one.
I see.
The guide also talks about disposable tableware, which can be a total lifesaver.
Right.
But for those of us who want to be a bit more eco-conscious,
Yeah?
biodegradable options are definitely the way to go.
Right, because saving the planet shouldn't mean sacrificing a stress-free party.
Totally.
And speaking of prevention, the guide mentions coasters too,
Uh-huh.
which, okay, maybe that seems obvious.
Yeah.
I'm definitely guilty of forgetting about them sometimes.
And those water rings on furniture?
Oh, the worst.
Ugh, the worst. But here's a tip I never thought of.
Okay.
The guide suggests actually having stacks of coasters readily available.
Okay.
Like not just tucked away in a drawer,
Right.
but out in the open where guests can easily grab them.
Yeah, it's like you're silently saying, hey, I love my furniture. Please use these.
Yes.
I can see how those little details can make a big difference. Okay, so we've got pre-party prevention covered.
Okay.
But what about when the party's over and the damage is done?
Oh, yeah.
Where do we even begin with the cleanup?
This is where having a solid game plan really comes in.
Okay.
The guide stresses the importance of a strategic approach.
All right.
And the first step, it's like triage.
Okay.
You deal with the biggest wounds first.
Yeah.
In this case, that means clearing away all the plates, cups, and leftover food.
Okay, so get those major mess makers out of the way.
Yes.
That makes sense. It's like clearing the battlefield before you can assess the casualties, right?
Exactly.
I like that.
Once you've done that initial sweep,
Okay.
the guide recommends tackling the cleanup room by room.
Okay.
This prevents you from getting overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the mess.
Right?
Focus on one area at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Collect any stray items.
Right.
Put things back where they belong.
Okay.
It's a much more manageable approach.
Divide and conquer.
I like it.
Yes. So does that mean vacuuming comes last?
You got it.
Okay.
And I'll admit, this is something I never would have thought of on my own.
All right.
But the guide suggests saving the vacuuming and mopping for last once most of the other clutter is gone.
Gotcha.
It just makes the whole process so much more efficient.
That's so smart. I always end up trying to maneuver the vacuum around piles of stuff.
Right.
Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how wrong is it to enlist some help with the cleanup? Asking for a friend, of course.
Not wrong at all.
Okay, good.
Actually, the guide emphasizes the power of teamwork.
Okay.
Even small contributions from family members or roommates can make a huge difference.
All right, everybody, time to put those dishwashing gloves on.
Yes.
Now, for the part I'm most excited about, stain and spill first aid.
Oh, okay.
Because, let's be real, accidents happen, especially at parties.
Uh-huh.
So wine on the carpet.
Oh, no.
Help.
Don't panic.
Okay.
The guide suggests blotting the stain with a vinegar solution. But here's the key. Blot, don't rub.
Wait, why blotting and not rubbing?
Yeah.
So like a science thing?
It is. Rubbing can actually spread the stain and make it worse.
Okay.
Blotting helps to lift the stain out of the fibers without pushing it deeper.
I see.
It's all about that gentle touch.
Okay. Noted tech. Gentle blotting, not aggressive rubbing.
Exactly.
What about grease stains on upholstery?
Oh, yeah.
Those always seem like a nightmare to deal with.
You know, I used to think so too.
Yeah.
But the guide swears by baking soda for this.
Right.
It's like this magical absorbent powder that works wonders on grease.
Okay.
You just sprinkle it on the stain,
Uh-huh.
let it sit for a while, then vacuum it up. Super easy.
Baking soda, you truly are a multi-purpose hero.
Right.
I'm definitely going to stock up on that.
Yes.
Okay, what about those sticky drink residues? You know, the ones that leave your tables and counters feeling all icky?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Simple soap and water usually do the trick,
Okay.
but the guide recommends using a microfiber cloth for the best results. Apparently, the texture of the cloth helps lift the sticky residue more effectively.
Interesting microfiber cloths it is.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one who struggles with cloudy glassware after a party.
Oh, for sure.
Any tips for getting those sparkling clean again?
This is where vinegar comes to the rescue again.
Vinegar again.
The guide suggests soaking your glasses in white vinegar
Okay.
for about 10 minutes before rinsing them.
Hmm.
It's like a mini spa treatment for your glassware,
Right.
and it really does work wonders.
Wow, vinegar really is the MVP of cleaning solutions.
Right.
I'm starting to see a theme here.
The guide seems to advocate for using simple household ingredients whenever possible.
Yeah.
It's effective, affordable, and often more environmentally friendly than harsh chemicals.
Love that. Okay, so we've covered pre-party prep and the essential cleanup steps.
Okay.
But this guide goes even further
Okay.
and offers some pro-level tips for keeping the mess under control during the party.
I like it.
Mid-party mess control.
Yeah.
Here we come.
Yes. This is where things get really strategic.
Okay.
The guide suggests setting up a designated spill station.
A spill station.
Basically, a readily accessible area stocked with paper towels, stain remover, and a small trash bin.
Wait, so guests can just help themselves if they have a little mishap?
Yes.
I love that idea.
It takes some of the pressure off you as the host
Yeah.
and creates this sense of shared responsibility.
And it's way less awkward than having to flag someone down if they spill something, right?
Right.
Okay, so spill station check.
Yes.
Any other mid-party mess control tactics we should know about?
The guide suggests thinking carefully about your snacks selection,
Okay.
finger foods, single-serve dishes,
Okay.
things that are less likely to result in spills
Right.
or require a lot of utensils.
Gotcha.
Those are your best bet.
So basically ditch the 7-layer dip that requires a chisel and a prayer to serve.
You got it. Unless, of course, you embrace the mess.
Right.
Hey, sometimes a little chaos is part of the fun.
True. True. Okay, last but not least. And this one made me laugh. The guide suggests having a cleaner friend.
I know, right? At first, I thought it was a joke.
Me too.
But the more I think about it,
Yeah.
the more brilliant it seems.
Like that friend who's always straightening pillows
Yes.
and organizing bookshelves.
Yes,
They actually exist.
they do.
Amazing.
And they're often the unsung heroes of a successful gathering.
Wow.
You just have to pick someone who's responsible and tactful.
Right.
You don't want your guests feeling like they're being judged for every crumb they drop.
Totally. It's all about finding that balance between keeping things tidy
Yes.
and maintaining a relaxed, fun atmosphere.
Exactly. And you know what's striking about all of this?
What's that?
Is that the guide isn't just about cleaning. It's about mindset.
All right.
It's about approaching the whole hosting experience
Uh-huh.
with a sense of preparedness,
Okay.
a dash of strategy,
Yeah.
and a good dose of humor.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm feeling way more confident about tackling post-party cleanup now. I might even start looking forward to it,
Right.
or at least dreading it a little less.
That's great.
What do you think get ready to tackle part 2 of this deep dive?
You bet. And, reflecting on all this, it really highlights how much of a difference planning and a positive attitude can make.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not just about the physical tasks.
Uh-huh.
It's about approaching the whole thing strategically.
Okay.
Almost like a game.
Okay, I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It's like we're turning post-party cleanup into a challenge we can conquer
Right.
with the right tools and mindset.
Exactly.
Speaking of games, I've always found that having a killer playlist blasting while I clean really helps keep my energy up.
Oh, yeah.
It's like my own personal cleaning soundtrack.
Okay.
What about you? Any cleaning rituals or secrets you can share?
Oh, absolutely. Music can be transformative when it comes to chores.
Okay.
In fact, there's actually some science behind it.
Really?
Studies have shown that listening to upbeat music can improve productivity and make tasks feel less effortful. So crank up those tunes and let the cleaning party begin.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now, before we dive back into the guide, I wanted to circle back to something we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
the whole cleaner friend concept.
Yeah, huh?
I know we both had a little chuckle about it at first,
Yeah.
but I'm starting to think it's a brilliant idea.
I was skeptical too.
You too?
But the more I think about it,
Yeah.
the more I see the genius in it.
Right.
It's like we all have that one friend who actually enjoys tidying up, right?
Right.
So why not leverage their superpower?
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
Totally. It's like finding that friend who loves organizing bookshelves or folding laundry.
Yes.
They get their tidy fix and you get a helping hand.
Right.
It's a beautiful symbiotic relationship.
Exactly. And it speaks to a larger theme that I've noticed running through this guide.
Okay, what's that?
The idea of community and collaboration.
Interesting.
Cleaning up after a party doesn't have to be a solo mission.
Right.
It's a chance to connect with others, work together, and create a shared experience.
I love that perspective.
Yeah,
It's like turning a chore into a social activity.
totally.
All right, let's get back to the guide itself.
Okay.
We've covered some great ground already,
Uh-huh.
but I know there are still more golden nuggets of wisdom waiting to be unearthed.
Oh, absolutely. We've barely scratched the surface.
Okay.
Let's delve into some of those more specific tips and tricks.
Lead the way. What's next on our cleaning adventure?
One thing that really jumped out at me
Yeah.
was the guide's emphasis on having the right supplies.
Oh,
It might seem obvious,
right.
but so often we overlook the importance of having the right tools for the job.
Totally. It's like trying to build a house with just a hammer and a screwdriver.
Right.
You need the right tools for each task
Yeah,
to get the job done efficiently and effectively.
exactly.
So what kind of cleaning arsenal does the guide recommend?
It's not about having some fancy, expensive gadgets, surprisingly.
Okay.
The guide emphasizes having a well-stocked cleaning caddy
Yeah.
with the basics.
Okay.
The right type of cleaner for each surface, microfiber cloths for dusting and wiping,
Yeah.
a good scrub brush for stubborn messes.
Okay.
It's about having the essentials at your fingertips.
Okay. So it's about being prepared and organized.
Yes.
But it's not just about having the supplies.
Right.
It's about having them easily accessible, right?
Exactly.
I can't tell you how many times I've wasted precious cleaning time searching for that elusive bottle of stain remover.
You and me both. But the guide has a solution for that.
Okay, what's that?
Create a designated cleaning zone.
A cleaning zone.
It doesn't have to be anything fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Just a dedicated space where you can store all your cleaning supplies neatly and efficiently.
Gotcha.
No more frantic scavenger hunts for that lost sponge.
Okay, now this is speaking to my organized self.
I like it.
I love the idea of having a cleaning command center.
Yes.
It's like having your own personal pit crew ready to tackle any mess that comes your way.
Exactly. And you know what else I appreciate about the guide's approach?
What's that?
It doesn't dictate a specific set of cleaning products or tools.
Okay.
It recognizes that everyone has their own preferences,
Right.
and what works for one person might not work for another.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Some people swear by all-natural DIY cleaning solutions, while others prefer the heavy-duty stuff.
Yeah.
It's all about finding what you're comfortable with
Yeah,
and what gets the job done right.
exactly. The key is to be informed
Okay.
and to experiment a bit until you discover what works best for you and your cleaning style. Speaking of cleaning styles,
Okay.
the guide had an interesting suggestion about tackling those large, daunting cleaning tasks.
Oh, tell me more. I'm all about finding ways to make cleaning less overwhelming.
Well, the guide suggests breaking down those big cleaning jobs
Okay.
into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Right?
So instead of thinking, I have to clean this entire disaster zone of a kitchen,
Right.
you break it down. Okay, first, I'll clear the countertops,
Uh-huh.
then load the dishwasher,
Yeah.
then wipe down the appliances.
Ah, that's such a good strategy.
Right.
It's like those marathon runners who break the race down into smaller mental checkpoints.
Yes.
Each small victory keeps you motivated
Right.
and prevents you from getting discouraged.
Exactly. It's as much a psychological strategy as it is a practical one.
I see.
And the guide even suggests setting a timer for each task,
Okay.
which adds a fun little element of gamification to the whole process.
I like that.
It's like, can I beat the clock and conquer this pile of dishes?
I love it. It's turning cleaning into a fun little competition.
Right.
All right, let's dive into some specific cleaning conundrums.
Okay.
We talked about wine stains earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but what if we have a different kind of party foul?
Right.
What if someone spills, say, red punch on the carpet?
Oh, the dreaded red punch stain. A classic party nightmare.
The worst.
But fear not, the guide has a solution for this too.
Okay.
Club soda and mild detergent. The club soda helps lift the stain,
Okay.
and the detergent helps break down the dye molecules.
Club soda, huh?
Yeah,
I've heard it's good for blood stains,
right.
but I never thought to use it on punch.
It's true. Club soda is surprisingly versatile when it comes to stain removal.
Interesting.
It's a great addition to your cleaning arsenal.
I have to remember that.
You know, this reminds me of a time when
Ooh, a story. I love your stories. Lay it on me. What cleaning magic did you discover?
Well, it's not that exciting,
Okay.
but it does show how resourcefulness can be key in a cleaning crisis.
Right.
I once spilled coffee all over a white tablecloth.
Oh, no.
Talk about panic.
Yikes.
And in a moment of desperation, I grabbed the nearest bottle of sparkling water
Okay.
and poured it on the stain.
Mhm.
And to my complete surprise, it worked.
Really?
Its stain vanished.
See, I love those moments of accidental cleaning brilliance. It's like you unlock a secret cleaning superpower.
Exactly.
Okay, back to those party-related messes.
All right.
What about sticky spills on hardwood floors?
Oh, yeah.
Those always seem so tricky to get completely clean.
You're right. Those can be stubborn.
Yeah?
But the guide recommends a simple solution.
Okay.
Warm water and white vinegar.
Okay.
The vinegar cuts through the stickiness.
Right.
The warm water helps loosen the residue.
Uh-huh.
And then, this is key,
Okay.
you wipe the area dry
Gotcha.
to prevent any streaking.
Got it. Warm water, white vinegar, and a dry cloth.
Yes,
I'm feeling like a cleaning ninja already.
I like it.
What other cleaning wisdom does this guide have for us?
Well, what's fascinating is that many of the solutions in this guide rely on simple household ingredients.
Okay.
Vinegar, baking soda, club soda.
Uh-huh.
These are things most of us already have in our kitchens.
Right.
It's a testament to the fact that effective cleaning doesn't have to involve harsh chemicals or expensive products.
I love that. It's like the guy saying, hey, you've already got everything you need to tackle these messes.
Right.
It's demystifying cleaning and making it more accessible for everyone.
Exactly. It's a message of empowerment and resourcefulness.
I like that.
Okay, we've covered spills on carpets and hardwood floors. Now what about upholstery?
Oh, yeah.
Spills on the couch can be a real heart stopper.
Yeah, especially if you have nice furniture.
Especially if you have nice furniture.
Oh, tell me about it.
No.
I have this beautiful velvet armchair that I'm constantly terrified of staining.
Oh, I bet.
What's the game plan for upholstery mishaps?
Upholstery can be tricky,
Right?
especially if you're dealing with delicate fabrics.
Uh-huh.
The guide stresses the importance of testing any cleaning solution on a hidden area first,
Okay.
just to make sure it doesn't damage the fabric.
Gotcha.
And remember the golden rule, blot, don't rub?
Blot, don't rub.
That goes for upholstery, too.
Yeah.
Rubbing can spread the stain and make it even worse.
Blot, don't rub. Got it. I'm starting to feel like a broken record here.
Right.
But it's clearly an important point.
It is. And, it highlights the importance of being patient and methodical when you're cleaning.
Okay?
Sometimes it takes a little time and effort to get the results you want.
Yeah.
No magic wands here, unfortunately.
True. Patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to stain removal.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of cleaning tips and tricks already,
Right.
but I feel like there's always more to learn.
Uh-huh.
What other key takeaways from this guide
Okay.
do you think our listeners would find helpful?
Well, I found the guide's emphasis on decluttering as a preventative measure really interesting.
Decluttering.
It suggests taking some time before the party
Okay.
to tidy up and put away anything that's not essential.
Okay.
Not only does this create a more welcoming space for your guests,
Right.
but it also makes the post-party cleanup so much easier.
Oh, I'm a firm believer in the power of decluttering.
Yeah, me too.
A clutter-free space equals a stress-free mind in my book.
I agree.
I know for me, when my surroundings are tidy, I feel so much more relaxed and in control.
Absolutely. It's about creating a sense of order and harmony in your environment.
Right.
And what's fascinating is that the guide even links decluttering to mental clarity.
Oh, I totally buy that. I always feel so much more focused and productive
Yeah.
after I've decluttered my workspace or organized my closet. It's like cleaning out those mental cobwebs.
Right. It's a reminder that our physical space and our mental state are interconnected.
Interesting.
That actually leads to another key takeaway from the guide.
Okay, what's that?
The importance of self-care throughout the cleaning process.
Yes, self-care is so crucial,
It is.
especially when you're dealing with the stress and energy drain
Right.
that often comes with hosting a party.
Uh-huh.
It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of cleaning
Right.
and forget to take care of yourself.
Exactly. And the guide emphasizes this.
Okay, good.
Taking breaks during the cleaning,
Uh-huh.
staying hydrated,
Yeah.
and even rewarding yourself for your efforts.
I like that.
It's about acknowledging that cleaning can be demanding,
Okay.
both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
And it's okay to prioritize your well-being throughout the process.
I love that. It's like giving yourself permission to rest and recharge.
Yes.
Maybe even treat yourself to a little post-cleanup pampering session.
Uh-huh.
A relaxing bath, a face mask, a good book.
Right.
Whatever helps you unwind and de-stress.
Absolutely. It's about celebrating your accomplishments
Yeah,
and acknowledging the effort you put in.
for sure.
You deserve a little TLC after conquering that mountain of party debris.
Well said.
Yeah.
I'm feeling so inspired and energized after this deep dive.
Yeah, too.
It's like we've not only learned how to tackle post-party cleanup effectively,
Right.
but we've also gained some valuable insights into creating a more harmonious and joyful living space overall.
I couldn't agree more. It's been a truly enlightening exploration.
All right, everyone, that's a wrap on part 2 of our deep dive into post-party cleanup strategies.
Okay.
Join us for the final part as we wrap things up with some final thoughts and reflections.
Yeah.
Until then, happy cleaning. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into taming post-party chaos.
Okay.
I have to say, going through this guide has been a real eye-opener for me.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not just about cleaning tips.
Uh-huh.
It's more like a whole philosophy of hosting
Right.
and creating a space that feels truly welcoming and enjoyable.
I completely agree. The thing that really resonated with me
Yeah.
was the guide's emphasis on intentionality.
Okay.
From the moment you start planning your party
Yeah.
to the final sweep of the vacuum,
Right.
it encourages a mindful approach
Okay.
where every action has a purpose.
Right.
It's not just about blindly following a checklist.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the why behind each step.
I love that. It's like, we're not just cleaning, we're conducting a symphony of order and cleanliness.
Exactly.
But it's not just about creating a perfectly pristine space, right?
Right. And that brings us to another important takeaway.
Okay.
Finding joy in the process.
Finding joy in cleaning.
The guide really hammers home the idea
Yeah.
that cleaning doesn't have to be a dreadful chore.
Okay.
It can actually be an opportunity to practice mindfulness,
Right.
to appreciate the beauty of a clean and organized space,
Uh-huh.
and to take pride in creating a welcoming environment for ourselves and others.
It's totally a mindset shift.
Yes.
Instead of viewing cleaning as this horrible burden,
Right.
we can reframe it as a form of self-care,
Exactly.
a way to nurture our surroundings
Mhm.
and create a sense of peace and tranquility.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love that feeling
Right.
of walking into a clean and organized room?
Exactly. And, the guide even suggests incorporating elements of ritual and celebration into the cleaning process.
Wait, really? Okay, I need to hear more about this.
Okay.
I'm always up for a little ritualistic fun,
Yeah.
especially if it involves making chores less boring.
Well, think simple things like lighting a scented candle while you clean,
Okay.
putting on some upbeat music, or even rewarding yourself with a little treat after you finish a task.
All right.
It's about transforming cleaning from a mundane chore
Hey,
into a more meaningful and enjoyable experience.
I love that.
Right.
It's like giving your home a spa day,
Yes.
complete with aromatherapy and mood music.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about intentionality, finding joy,
Mm-hmm.
and even adding a little ritual to the mix.
Right.
What other gems of wisdom does the guide offer?
One thing that really struck me
Yeah.
was how the guide encourages involving others in the cleaning process.
Okay.
It specifically mentions getting family members or roommates involved,
Uh-huh.
turning it into a shared activity rather than a solo burden.
We talked about this earlier with the cleaner friend idea,
Right.
and I honestly think it's brilliant.
It is a good one.
It's not just about getting extra hands to help.
Right.
It's about fostering a sense of community and
Oh.
shared responsibility for the space we all inhabit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about creating a sense of belonging and cooperation. Cleaning can actually become a bonding experience
Yeah.
rather than a source of tension or resentment.
Well said. After this deep dive, I'm honestly seeing post-party cleanup in a whole new light.
Good. I'm glad.
It's not just about restoring order.
Uh-huh.
It's about creating a space that reflects our values,
Okay.
our sense of aesthetics,
Right.
and our desire to create a welcoming and harmonious environment
Mm-hmm.
for ourselves and the people we care about.
I couldn't agree more. It's about creating a space that nourishes the soul
Yeah,
as much as it pleases the eye.
beautifully said.
Yeah.
All right, before we wrap up this episode,
Okay.
is there anything else from the guide that you'd like to highlight? Any final words of wisdom for our listeners
Okay.
as they embark on their own post-party cleaning adventures?
I think the biggest takeaway is that cleaning is a journey, not a destination.
Okay.
It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting,
Mhm.
and discovering what works best for you and your lifestyle. There's
Right.
no one-size-fits-all method.
I agree.
And it's perfectly okay to experiment, make mistakes,
Yeah.
and find your own rhythm.
So true. It's about embracing the imperfections
Yeah.
the inevitable spills and messes,
Yeah.
and ultimately finding joy in the process of creating a space you love.
And the guide actually ends with a quote that perfectly captures this sentiment.
Oh, I like quotes. What is it?
A clean house is a happy house, but a lived-in house is a loved house.
Oh, I love that. It's a reminder that our homes are not meant to be sterile museums.
Right.
They're meant to be lived in, enjoyed,
Yes.
and shared with the people we love.
Yeah.
And sometimes a little bit of mess is just a sign of a life well lived, right?
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot between order and chaos,
Okay.
between pristine perfection and comfortable imperfection.
Well said. All right, everyone, that concludes our deep dive into taming post-party chaos. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and practical tips
Yes.
to make your next post-party cleanup a breeze.
I hope so.
Remember, it's all about strategy and intentionality. And most importantly, finding a little joy in the process.
Absolutely.
And hey, if all else fails,
Yeah.
there's always the cleaner friend option.
Always.
Join us next time for another fascinating deep dive into a topic you won't want to miss.
We'll be taking a deep dive into senior clean, easy home care for aging adults.
Until then, remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it.